All right, we are live on Tuesday night. I'm hoping that you guys are tuning in and not holding out for the Kentucky-Kansas basketball game just to watch the Cats lose and Calipari let us down again. I might be flying solo tonight. I don't know where everyone is. Mike is not here. Josh's little boy just killed a buck and a doe today, and so that's where he's at. And so you got me. Christian or Chris McNaughton is here. Says, "What's up?" Hey, Chris, you are the first one on tonight, brother. Thank you for being here. My good buddy Jimmy Carroll, PK, is here. So, guys, it might just be me tonight. So we're going to talk about what's it looking like in your area. Um, Everybody give a little Rut Report, how things are going, and we'll get down to business here. So, looks like maybe Mike just messaged me. No, he did not. So let me know where you're watching from. Make sure you like, comment, share this with your friends on your profile, and let us know how deer season's going. It was kind of slow. It's been kind of slow for me this past week. Anthony Jones is here. PK says I can join. PK, I might send you that link, brother. James Evans is here, and Facebook user from Spotsville, Kentucky. Brent Lemon says good evening. Brent, have you been after that big buck, my friend? Mark Lilly is here after his son killed a monster, a Northern Kentucky monster this weekend. Hey, Greg, good to see you, brother. Jimmy says he saw one spike Saturday that walked 3 feet from his blind. That spike's a little brave. Let's see. Watching from Bledsoe, Kentucky, been super slow, not seeing much activity. Lots of scrapes in Western Anderson, not seeing deer. Plenty of movement, Bath County, just small bucks, no big boys in my area. Seen one big boy pushing, couldn't get him to stop. Hey, Bingham, what's going on, my friend? Good to have you. Thanks for being here. James says, looks like they just still searching and chasing around our property. Dad missed a big one Monday. He about started crying. I tell you what, it's something to cry about. You miss a good one, it's something to cry about. I'm going to take a second here to you guys keep commenting. I'm going to share the post here. Usually Joshua does that for us, but he's like I said, he called me today. Josh FaceTimed me, and he was like, I think I'm going to take Nathan. That's his boy. He said, I'm going to take Nathan hunting. I said, sure, you should do it. And then 3-4 hours later, he FaceTimed me, and the phone is just shaking like this. And he's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And his son, so a doe came in, and they got the gun up. His son got behind it, pulled the trigger, shot a doe at 15 yards. About that time, a buck came through, and Josh grunted. The buck came in at 20 yards, and his son did the same thing and killed the buck. So his very first time out there, probably been in the woods a couple hours, killed a doe and killed a buck. This person says, very slow for me and my girlfriend in Boone County, only 2 encounters with the deer since Saturday morning. Our bucks are on lockdown. I'm hearing that from a lot of folks. Let's see here. Let me share this. Oh, Tim Callahan just messaged me, said he dropped the hammer on a monster. You know what? I bet he's going to send me a picture of a hammer laying on a Monster Energy drink. I've been seeing that on Facebook all day today. So I bet I predicted that correctly. Let's see here. Oh, he's hooked. Yeah, I'm sure he's hooked. You know what, though? I said, I told Josh, I said, give him the phone. Let me talk to him. I said, hey, Nate, good job, buddy. I said, what was your favorite part? He said, watching shows on my dad's phone and then shooting. So he was just as excited about watching shows on Josh's phone as he was shooting the deer. But then when he got up to the deer, he said, Dad, let's cut it open. He's like, I want to touch the blood. Let's cut it open. So he was really excited. And here's Michael. Michael,
what's going on, everybody?
Big Block K T-shirt there, Mike.
Yeah, buddy.
Mike, go ahead and talk to the audience while I share this out a little bit.
Sure. How's going?
Like 6 people watching. We have way more than that. I don't know what's going on with that, but I don't like it.
Maybe people were coming out of the woods still. Who knows? It's
no, we've got way more people talking on here than 6.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, sometimes it messes up. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Where you been?
Oh man, we've had so Haley had tumbling and cheer from 5 to 7, and then Wyatt had basketball practice at 6, and then Haley had
I
basketball
swear,
practice from 7 to 8. We got
kids,
her
man,
we got her there late, but I was there, and luckily they were at the same place. But yeah,
kids.
we tried to fit in dinner, so we grabbed some McDonald's and Frisch's. Ugh,
There you go.
we've been all over the place, man.
Do you ever
Um,
just regret having kids? I'm
Definitely
just
not
kidding.
that.
I'm just
As far
kidding.
as are we spreading ourselves too thin? Yeah,
Oh
probably.
man, I'm just joking.
but uh, but it's fun. I mean, I enjoy watching my kids play, and I'm always involved, and But yeah, it's a lot. We spread ourselves thin.
Here's Loman. He said, "What's up, guys? Busy night. I'll watch later. Good luck, everyone. Keep grinding. Public land is awesome. After everyone leaves, just a little advice. I'll be putting cameras back out this weekend. Oh, his advice is just let everybody leave, and public land is great. Yeah, I mean, PK and his brother-in-law Frankie. I think he may have said it right here. They went to Peabody on Saturday,
Yeah,
Sunday, maybe Sunday. I think it was Sunday. And told him, I said, dude, there's going to be orange just do all over the place. And that's what it was.
yeah.
He did say that they drove 2 hours to Peabody just to sleep under a tree. So that's how it goes, I guess.
Hey, that's what happens, man.
That's funny. That's funny.
So I saw a couple people congratulating me. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Really fun day the other day on Monday. I took all week off so I could gun hunt and get out in the woods, and saw a lot of deer this weekend. I think I saw 9 on Saturday. A lot of does, and I think I saw a spike chasing a doe, and then I saw maybe 4 or 5 on Sunday, and then I saw 2 on Monday. I saw a doe, and then I saw the buck that came in at 1:30 p.m. I ended up sitting in a spot. I'd never really actually sat there at my uncle's place before. I kind of
Did
chose
you
it.
go today?
Yeah, I did go today. I did see. I saw 2 bucks today. Well, maybe a third because one was kind of looking like a buck. I just couldn't tell what it was. It was reacting the way it was moving in the woods, kind of looked like a buck.
Yeah.
I saw several today. Saw a couple. Saw a 4-pointer and a spike, really tall spike. But on Monday I hunted in one area until about 10 o'clock, and I typically don't get up, but I just decided to do something different. And
Nice. I like it, Mike. Mixing
yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Mike is not one to mix it up. He's
No,
not.
I'm not. No, I typically sit, and if I'm sitting and I'm not staring, I'm usually pretty confident in my spots, even when they're not producing. But yeah, I got up at about 10 o'clock, and I moved into a different area. And before I moved that first spot on Monday morning, I put a scent drag on with my raw frozen scents estrus, and
Yep.
I dunked a homemade. What I did was I made a homemade drag with some different paracords, and I folded them over an O-ring, and I put a rubber, like a zip tie, around it to kind of close them up. And now that they're being drugged through the thorns and all that stuff, it's kind of all frayed now. And I
Right.
dunked all those frayed pieces of paracord all in that estrus, and I drug it through the woods. I walked through the woods real slow, made my way over there. It took me about an hour to get to where I was going, just because I was going so slow. But just zigzagging through the woods, I ended up sitting down at 11. And then at about 1:30, man, I heard a noise, and I looked up, and a buck was literally on the same trail that I took in. I kind of thought he would turn broadside, and he never did. He stayed on that trail that I took straight to that tree, and he was coming right at me. I ended up shooting him at 15 yards.
There you go.
It was awesome, man. Good day.
Yeah, let's see. We've got some people. Some people said, how was Knox? Steve Simke said, how was Knox? I think Greg said, how do you like Fort Knox? First of all, I loved Fort Knox. I know a lot of people say it's a hassle. It's really not. My ID validation was easy. I did that 2 years ago. I'll be up for it again next year.
Mm-hmm.
That was easy. Just turn it in online, email them. They take care of it. No time. You can do that in the summer. You buy your archery tag and you just reserve a spot and go hunt. And I did that. I reserved a spot on Friday and Saturday, hunted that area. I didn't see anything on Friday. I saw one doe about 40 yards, and no shot at all. I wouldn't even probably shoot 40 yards there in the area I was hunting, but especially where she was. And then Sunday, I was walking in. Sunday, I hunted a new area. And as I waited until it grayed up, we talked about this last week. Do you go in blindly? Do you go in when it's dark? Or do you wait till it grays up? And a lot of folks, Mike, I was surprised. A lot of people said they always wait until it's kind of graying up in daylight. So I did that, and it was a mistake. Well, not really. It was a mistake because as I was walking in, there was also a buck walking in, and he was walking down. I was walking around like an old road to get to my spot. Well, he was walking straight into the woods, down into the bowl that I was hunting. So he no doubt where I set up, there was a deer trail, thick. I mean, there's leaves, thick pad of leaves on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It's dry there. They've not gotten any rain either. And there was still a very definitive, distinct deer trail going right through the middle of that bowl and some coming down off the hill. And so he was going right there. So if I'd been in there early, he probably would have walked right in front of me. Don't know if he was big enough. His antlers kind of came out and then they flattened out. You know how deer do that? Great looking deer, but I don't know if it was wide enough. But I really would have liked to have a chance to see.
Yeah.
And but I'd never been there. So if I'd went in blindly, I may not even set up correctly or well, it's like hindsight's 20/20, whatever.
Huge risk.
It was a good buck. I saw two amazing bucks, both running through a playground. And so obviously those are, one was in the middle of the day at lunch. It was just trotting right through a playground. There was kids over here playing. And he was just getting it. And then one was after dark. So, but I love Fort Knox. The way that I like to hunt, where I get bored with one spot, so I like to move around, and there's all kinds of good spots. After going there this weekend, I will spend every year focused on that from here on out. And here's Joshua, still with his black face on.
What's up?
The wrong thing to say.
Huh?
Hey, I told him the story about Nathan and that his favorite thing was watching shows on your phone and shooting.
Man, I tell you, it has been an awesome day. I'm getting a bag of ice right now to put in the carcass, but man, it was awesome. Did you already tell the whole story of everything?
Yes. How did he react? And I also said the last thing he told us was, "Dad, I want to touch the blood. Let's cut him open."
Yeah, he was.
So how did he react,
man?
How did he react when you got in there?
Dude, when that doe came in, and I asked him because that buck went on the neighbor's property.
Hey, you must have muted yourself. We can't hear you. Oh, I think he went into his truck. I don't know what PK's saying about getting a fat ticket. I don't think he's talking to me.
Yeah, he's somebody said, do they take your deer if it's too small at Fort Knox?
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Josh. Yeah.
But no, so the buck and that doe came in, and that doe seen us, but she didn't care. I grunted, and she was walking directly at us. Like, she was looking at us, but she was very interested in what was going on. And he was sitting in my lap, and I asked him, I said, "Do you want to shoot a doe?" And he said, "Yeah." So he let her have it, and as soon as he shot, instantly, because it's the first deer he's ever shot. He shoots it, and as soon as, the minute he shoots, she takes off running to the left, and he looks at me, he goes, "Did I miss her?" And I said, "I don't think you missed her, buddy. I think she's dead." And then I seen another doe. She took off running, and then I seen that buck right behind her, so I started grunting. And sure enough, dude, the buck turned around, and he started making his way in. And I said, "Do you want to shoot that buck now?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he had it right behind the shoulder, and then it stopped right behind a tree, and we had to wait for like 2 minutes for it to come out. And he is itching at the bits, like, "Do I pull the trigger? Do I pull the trigger? Do I pull the trigger?" And I was like, "No, don't pull yet. Just wait. Just hold on." And it came out, dude, and he let him have it. And I just got it hung up. The buck, we field dressed, and then we skinned the doe out and everything at the property, and I gave it to our neighbors. I gave them the deer meat because they've been wanting some deer meat, so I gave it to them. And I just hung up the buck behind the house here on my neighbor weighed it, and it weighed 185 pounds field dressed.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, it was a big buck, man. It really was, and he is spoiled now. So
Yeah,
it was awesome, man. Bro. There's nothing like it. I literally was shaking, and he was excited too. And he wasn't like shaking from like being nervous. He was shaking from excitement, and he was like, "Why are you shaking so bad?" And I said, "Because that was the most awesomest thing in my entire life."
That was way better than you killing one, right?
Oh, dude, it's like not even comparable. It doesn't even compare. It was, and the fact that it was 2 makes it even better, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's just cloud 9. So
love it.
Yeah, awesome. It's been an awesome day, man. And yes, I'm driving. Just let everybody know. If you want to post it somewhere that I'm driving.
Hey, no, but I will tell you that so Josh FaceTime. Josh is coming through. It's coming through your truck. My voice is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll turn it down. Go ahead.
So he FaceTimed me, and he's like, screen record it while we go look at the deer. And I screen recorded it, and I didn't know if you're on FaceTime, the screen record doesn't capture the audio.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no sound in the video, Josh.
Oh, man.
I know, it sucks.
He, I don't think, like, he was super excited, but he was so, and then I called John, and the girls got on the phone, and he was so excited about them seeing he didn't even know how to react to the deer. He was
calm and cool. He didn't care.
Yeah,
listen,
he was,
make it home. If you get home, we can hop back on and do that. But if not,
I doubt I'll be able to, because I have a math final due here in about 3 hours, and I gotta go do
final.
So. But I'll be watching. I'll comment. And
I hope it's adding and subtracting.
Shut up.
Love you.
All right, see you guys.
Bye. See you, buddy.
Hey, Mike, Alex Butler said the Cats are on 30 minutes. Alex, we got more important things to do than watch the Cats tonight.
I'm glad he jumped on here. Me and him are supposed to get together here in a little bit for the ball game.
All right, Big Al. He's busy. Robbie Jeffries, what's up? Robbie, I showed my daughter the picture of your daughter and her buck last night, and she got very excited. So we'll have to talk. Josh Teeter, Fort Knox this weekend. Mike, are you kind of jealous that you have to wait another weekend to go to Fort Knox?
No, not really. I'm good. I'll be patient, and we've got plenty of time. I'm excited about the one weekend that I'm going to go, and then that following weekend, which is that late, I guess it's the second weekend of December, we're supposed to be going bear hunting. So.
No, we're not supposed to be, Mike. We're going to be there, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Also, the thing I didn't realize about Fort Knox this weekend is there's no hunting there today through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 4 days of no hunting pressure.
Mm-hmm.
People can scout, and there will be people scouting. I'm going to go scout on Friday. But the 4 days of no hunting, I think, is really going to help hunting on Saturday. Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah, it'll help a lot. And honestly, something I thought about, you were at Fort Knox, and you saw a little activity, but didn't see like the chasing and they kind of typically lag a couple of days from where other places are for whatever reason. I don't know why that is. I know people like this weekend, it should be pretty fire as long as the weather's going to cooperate.
So PK and I talked about this, and he said last year, the first gun weekend, deer running everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to some other people that kind of saw more activity than I did this weekend, but it's literally every single person I talked to said next weekend will be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pumped for it. And it says we have 3 people watching, and that's driving me nuts because usually we have 50 to 60, and I know it's just messed up.
It happens, man.
I mean, I can see 5 people that just commented. It's killing me. It's killing me. I can't stand it. Corey said it was colder last year. I think once the rut's here, though, I mean, I don't think whether it's cold or warmer is really going to affect it.
Doesn't matter. It was 60 on Monday, and that deer came in at 130. They're moving. And then I saw the bucks that I saw today were after 11, and it was in the middle. They actually crossed a brushy field. So
yeah, see, Rob says there's no way there's no way, Rob. It's not true. Since the day we started this show 3 years ago, we've never just had 2 viewers. It's BS. No, it's not okay, PK. It's not. Gary says 0. Obviously, that's wrong. Dude, that anyway. Let's see. I feel you. Here's the deal. Every year we do this. Every year, like October 15th, there's somebody on Facebook saying, boys, the Rut's here. I saw one chasing. The Rut's here. Right? And then every year we get to November 14th or 15th. Boys, that Rut's not, I don't know what's going on. The Rut's not here yet. I actually saw, and if this offends anyone, I'm sorry, but one guy said he thought all his deer were gay because there's not been any chasing. And I said, I'm going to use that as my excuse. Hopefully that doesn't offend anyone. I mean, I think it's funny. Does anybody else think that's funny? Mike, you didn't laugh, but I know you're probably uncomfortable.
That's an interesting take. I thought
it was hilarious.
I don't think that's what's going on.
I mean, hey, to each his own. Deer can identify and do what they want, but poor guy. PK says, do we have confirmation number of how many people from EOM to meet up after on lunch break on Saturday? Meet up after or lunch break on Saturday. So if you are, someone said on here they're going to be there on Saturday. So I made a little group chat in Messenger. It's me, PK, Stephen Goebel, Josh Teeter, Kelby Browning. I'm leaving someone out. Oh, Jonathan Gabbard. Some of them are on here. Josh Teeter just commented, LOL. Jordan said he has a bunch of lesbian does. If that's the case, anyway, this conversation could get wild. If you're going to be at Fort Knox this weekend, send me a message. Add me on Facebook. John Stepp, there's my name. Send me a message, and we would love to hang out. I've got some free Onyx cards. If you're on Onyx, I got some free Onyx cards I can give you. We can share information. If you've killed a buck, maybe we'll go sit in your spot. I don't know, but we just like to hang out with folks, and we can do that after we hunt on Saturday. We can do that during lunch, or we can just not do it at all, and just we can at least communicate and say, hey, what are you seeing over there? That's always fun. Yep. On Saturday, I had people text me, are you seeing anything? I've seen this. I missed this. I did this. So it's just good. And I got a message right now. Also, if you've killed a deer or you're having big deer on camera, send it to us. We'll show it at the end of the show. The show's been going like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half the last few weeks. I am going to end it at 10 o'clock because I know people want to watch the game. I want to watch the game. Usually on these big games like this, they never start on time. So tip-off is what, 9:30?
It's supposed to be 9:30, but I think
it'll be like closer to like 9:50ish.
It'll probably be close to that.
And Mike, if you have plans, you can go. I'm not going to hold you hostage.
I'll let you know when I got to go.
If you and Alex, I know. I don't want Alex to cry.
We always watch those games together, man, especially the big ones. We never miss.
See. PK says he's going to make deer chili for later. We can indulge on. Let me tell you, I was at Knox. PK literally lives 10 minutes from the Chafee Gate. He also, the place that I hunted on Knox on Sunday was literally 600 yards from his front door. But I couldn't just walk in there. Yeah. I had to go through the gate and everything. So it was like a 25-minute drive. But it was 600 yards from his front door, which is funny. And his wife let me stay. His wife is amazing. She's a wonderful mom. His kids are so sweet. So I slept on their couch Friday and Saturday night. He cooked an amazing meal. First night, we had deer short ribs. And they were just little like rectangles of deer. Yeah. I probably ate 25 pieces. We just sat there and, his wife and kids went to bed and we just sat there and continued to talk. And as we were talking, I just grab one and eat. He made something called lao lao, which is like cabbage and pork. And if you open it up, you're like, I don't know. But once you try it, it's amazing.
That's awesome.
And then the second night, and then of course we had rice. And then Saturday night, I don't know what we had, but it was delicious. So I just had to
awesome. It looked good. I saw that picture. It looked amazing.
He took care of me, and I appreciate it. People are sending pictures. Somebody says need to be watching the Vols. I know that maybe that's Gary Kite. He's a Tennessean.
Somebody asked earlier, what do I think when about the Cats tonight without their bigs? I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty tough. I think it's going to be pretty tough tonight. I think Kansas is probably going to take this one tonight, which it has no bearing with how good the Cats are or not. Either way.
Can I give you my take?
Go ahead.
We shouldn't have basketball in November.
Oh, come on. This is fun.
We shouldn't. Basketball in November means as much as nothing. Basketball in November does not mean a thing. It doesn't matter if they win tonight. They could still lose 12 games and miss the tournament. It doesn't matter if they lose tonight. They could still win 35 games and win the whole thing. It does not matter. But I'm going to watch. I am going to watch. Because you know why? Reed Shepherd.
I am excited about it.
Do we have any Reed Shepherd friends out there? Or not friends, fans? Maybe you are friends. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited about tonight. I'm a little bit concerned that the Cats are going to be a little bit undermanned. Rightfully so. You've got three bigs that can't play. That's going to hurt you eventually. And I think tonight it might kind of get us. But I think it's going to be fun. It should be a fun game. This is a good group. It's a group that we can all get behind and enjoy and have fun with. So I'm excited about the season, regardless of what happens tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Doug Sepke says, just had back surgery, guys. Can't hunt or fish. It's killing me. My first time since I've been in diapers. Doug, hope you recover fast, my friend.
Yeah. Prayers
hopefully, I don't know if you'll be back for deer season, but spring bass fishing, I think hopefully you'll be back and you can.
Yeah. Prayers for speedy recovery.
Are you staying this weekend at Fort Knox or driving back and forth? Josh, I'm going to stay. I have no idea where I'm staying. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'm going to stay. If I have to park at Walmart and sleep in my truck, I don't care to do that. If I don't know. I'm not – honestly, Josh, I'll cross that bridge probably Friday. Figure it out.
Where did I tell you we were staying? Was it the –
Holiday Inn?
We're at the Holiday Inn in Radcliffe.
There's a Holiday Inn on Post.
It's in Radcliffe, yeah.
But it's not inside Fort Knox?
No, I don't think it's inside. Yeah, it's outside.
Mark Lilly has a prediction, Cats by 10.
I hope you're right, Mark. I hope you're right, for sure.
PK said his door's always open. PK, I might take you up on that again. I don't want to boot anyone out, though, because I know PK has more friends coming.
Yeah, I think it's Thanksgiving weekend. My family and our big group and Doug and all of us are staying at that Holiday Inn in Radcliffe.
Yep, Thanksgiving weekend. I might be down there, man.
I hope so.
Yeah, if I'm down there, you just if any of Mike's family's watching, you just tell Uncle Don I know his spots. And I bet you I'm faster on my phone to reserve those spots than he is. So he better be ready, son.
He killed a nice buck on Monday. He killed a nice buck on Monday too.
Oh, Doug Clayton's here. Doug Clayton said, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. The Fort Knox Inn is outstanding. I didn't see that. I just saw the Holiday Inn. Or maybe that's what
we've stayed at that one quite a bit, actually.
It's very convenient. Very
yes,
convenient.
It is.
But Doug, you tell your friend Don I'm coming for a spot. That's my area, Doug. That's my area.
Doug will tell you he had to get on the horn and calm him down the other day.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna have him fired up. If I come down there for Thanksgiving weekend, me and Don we're gonna either be buddies or enemies.
Oh, I guarantee you're gonna be buddies. You're gonna be buddies. I guarantee it.
Sleep at the base of the tree, John. You won't booger anything walking in. I don't know. It'll probably get cold.
Yeah. I mean, if you sit too long, you got to be. That's the thing is with Knox, especially when you don't know where you're going or you don't have a plan. It is a risk to walk in when there's as it's getting daylight, but that's honestly the best play when you don't know what you're doing or where you're going and stuff. That's the play. Wait till it gets daylight, walk in. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. A couple of times I've walked in and eventually, just going to a spot, all of a sudden I jump deer and I'm like, well,
let it fly.
I wasn't able to in the cases that I'm thinking about just because they would see me or hear me quicker than I could get to them, Yeah. But then I'm like, okay, let's look around here. There was 2 deer that just jumped up from right here.
Right.
So maybe find a spot and sit down. Those deer were here for a reason. Maybe
What
some
do you
more
think
will come
about
by
the
them.
hunters that walk the road?
You know, so I really do my best not to sit near any type of logging roads or access roads because, I think there are people that enjoy hunting that way as far as walking and just very slowly working their way through the woods. I'll be honest with you.
Somebody just said, that's a popular style of hunting in Eastern Kentucky. We've established that. Someone said in the comments earlier that you can't hunt Harlan County right now for all the road hunters. You weren't on here yet when they said that.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so the thing, honestly, literally, they used to let, and nowadays it's totally different. A long time ago, they used to let way more hunters in Fort Knox than they do now. It's a lot. The numbers are smaller at Knox and smaller in the areas. So the areas, if there's an area that you pick and it's got 15 spots, used to be it'd be 30 to 40 hunters would be in that place.
All right, we got to interrupt. We got to interrupt the broadcast here for just a moment. Hold on.
We get a deer.
Look at my boy there, my nephew.
Ah, there it is.
Look at that. Taking
That's
after
good.
his old Uncle John.
That's a nice deer.
Man, that's his first deer ever. Shoot, what happened?
Yeah, that's a nice deer, man.
He's 8 years old. Look at that. Love it.
Doubling up.
Got Mr. and Mrs. right there.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is. I love it.
That is too cool.
I sent a picture to my mom of him holding his deer, and she's like, "Oh, did Ellis kill it? Ellis is my daughter." I'm like, "Mom, that's Nathan. Like, what are you talking about?" Moms are dumb. Let's see. Man, that's awesome. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah,
I couldn't be happier if it was my own kids.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. I'm proud of him. He did good.
Hey, here's something that's exciting about Fort Knox that someone else told me too. And if you're the person who said this, I can't see your name. Shoot me a message. I want to know which ones have been closed down that are now open. Every unit in Fort Knox is open this weekend, except Yano, YANO. Have you heard of that one?
Yep.
Supposed to be where monsters are killed. It's been closed down this year and last year. Going to reopen next year. A lot of people are excited about that. But everything else is open. And some of them have been closed down for a while. I think it's going to be a big weekend. Guys, I'm not looking for a monster. If it's 12 inches, if the antlers are 12 inches wide, that's all I need. 13 just to be safe. I just want to get another buck this year.
It would be fun, man. It's fun to have that extra opportunity.
Yeah. WO, it is awesome. I wish everyone could experience the FaceTime call from Josh and him after it happened. And I loved it. I was so happy for him. Now Josh is exhausted because he had to get both of those deer there. He skinned one. I was trying to call around and find a place where he could just take them and hang them up.
Yeah.
Drop them off. The ones I called that had an answer machine said they were full. Can you imagine being out there in Christian County, the #1 deer county in Kentucky? You can't get your deer into a processor. If you are in the processing business, you should move to Christian County. You make a killing just like that. Open up your spot. Josh says, I wonder if you had a bunch of buddies in the same area, could you do a deer drive? I mean, it's possible. Some of the areas are small. I hunted one on Sunday that's massive. It's huge. I hunted one on Friday. So the one on Sunday, I mean, it's like its own WMA, honestly. It's huge. The one I hunted Friday and Saturday, they only let 4 hunters on there. And so, that's tough. It's not very big. And that was, it was archery only. Yeah. So, I don't know. You could. You could do that. I don't know how safe it would be.
Yeah, before what I was saying, there used to be 30 and 40 people to an area back in the day, and now it's been cut in about half. But the way we used to hunt,
the most I have seen is 18.
Yeah, that's about that's the most I've seen lately as well. Yeah. But I kid you not, it used to be when you'd go to the area guides. This was back when they had area guides, and you'd literally have to meet the area guide at like a camper in a remote area or something like that. Yeah. And they would stand there and go through a spiel and tell you not to shoot spikes and stuff like that. And there would be literally an enormous group of people standing around them guys. And so there would be the way we would hunt Knox is we would actually get away from the roads. I was kind of thinking that too, Doug. I saw Doug. I don't think deer drives are legal at Knox. I think that's in a rule book. That's in the rules of Knox. I'm pretty sure. I was kind of thinking that in my head. But anyway.
I was more thinking more or less, let's say you're in a big unit and let's say you have four guys. I mean, there's enough room to spread out along ridges where if something came in and it was bumped, your buddies are going to have an opportunity.
That's a little different. I think
it is. It's more of like just kind of taking a team approach.
If you're just walking and kind of going through the woods very slow with the hopes of bumping a deer in a certain direction, I mean, I don't know that I would call that a deer drive. That just might be somebody that's up walking around and hunting while they're walking. But that's how we would hunt Knox when it was loaded full of people. Deer were being pushed more than they are now. Nowadays, you actually have to hunt the sign at Knox because there's not enough people up bumping them around.
Yeah,
the tactics down there have changed quite a bit.
Yeah. But no, I love it, man. And I was telling Josh yesterday. First of all, I said that you and Josh and John Allen and me need to plan a weekend there next year, an archery weekend.
That'd be a lot of fun.
But it's an hour and 25 minutes from my house. The Chafee Gate's an hour and 25 minutes. Game tip-offs never moved to 9:45.
Oh, yep. I gotta go.
I've driven several times, woken up early, driven an hour and 15 minutes to Clay WMA, which I love, but it doesn't compare to Fort Knox. A 10 more minute drive, I can be at Knox.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be my plan from now on. Try to maybe go with Hurley again and kill an easy deer for opening day, and then just devote my time to Fort Knox the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's a cool place, man.
Yeah.
WO said you may have answered this and missed it, but can you show up and bow hunt at Knox, or do you have to draw for the hunt?
So this weekend is
this weekend was an archery quota, right?
Well, this past weekend, archery hunters had to be drawn. The one that I was at this past weekend. Next weekend is the gun weekend, the first gun weekend. And I asked them, I said, hey, if I kill a deer, so the game warden left me a nice note on my vehicle on Sunday morning because at the last minute I switched vehicles. I was going to take my truck. It needs the brakes changed, and I'm going to get it done by this weekend. But instead of doing that, I just took a van. And it's a van that has been faithful to me. I've had that thing stuck in mud up to the fenders, kayak fishing. So it's a good hunting and fishing van. And so I took it. Well, I didn't update my vehicle information in iSportsman's.
Mm-hmm.
It still said Toyota Tundra instead of a Chrysler Town and Country. And so he just left me a nice note, said, please update. Very kind, polite. Please update your vehicle information in iSportsman's. Thank you. And I was like, whew, he could have just written me a ticket, but he didn't. He gave me a chance.
Yep.
So I updated it, and he passed me, and he saw that I was in the van, so he came back and talked to me, checked out my license, everything. Everything was great. But then I said, hey, I got a question. He said, okay. And this guy's only been in game more than 4 months. He was young, great guy. His name was Nick. I said, I'm drawn for the gun hunt next weekend. If I come on Saturday and I kill a buck with my gun, on Sunday, can I hunt with my bow and fill my buck tag, my archery tag? He said any deer killed this weekend has to go towards your gun tag, and then you're done with a buck this weekend. But you can come back and archery hunt. So, WO, if you wanted to hunt there this year, you could go ahead and go through the process. All you would have to do is send in your license for ID validation, do the safety briefs. It's very easy. You wouldn't have to register any gun this year. And then from November 29th through December 4th, you could archery hunt. And then I think December 15th through January 8th, you can archery hunt.
Okay.
You can still kill a good deer there. I think December 15th through January 8th, Great time to kill a deer at Knox. The pressure is going to drop off dramatically or drastically, I guess you could say. And it's going to be colder. So if you believe in cold temps moving deer, and I'm not an expert, but from the people that I watch, which is Dan Infault from Hunting Beast,
Mm-hmm.
The guy from Wired to Hunt, Mark, you guys know him, Mark Kenyon. Those guys say if you want to kill a mature buck, you either do it very early in September when you can pattern them on their summer pattern, or you do it very late in the season because mature bucks are more comfortable moving. Like January 1st, December 31st, end of the year, mature bucks are more comfortable. They're needing to refuel after the rut. It's a good time to kill a mature buck. So my goal, if I don't feel I didn't feel my archery tag last weekend. I'm trying to kill him with a muzzle loader either this weekend or the next weekend after Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to go back New Year's Eve weekend and spend 3 days there trying to kill a buck with my bow. So
Awesome.
WO, you should come with me. You still got time to do that. It'd be fun. $36 is all it costs. Very cheap.
Yes, sir. It is.
There's a long spill. Here's Bub. Bub has hit the trifecta: Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania bucks down.
Congratulations, Bub. We've been following. You're doing a great job, man.
Steve says I didn't apply for the draws, but still have a Knox archery tag, so I'll be throwing some late season. Steve, come join me in New Year's Eve weekend, bro. Here's your question, Mike.
Yeah.
I know, Mike. If you need to answer this question, then get out here, Mike, so you can go watch the game. Does grunt calling and or rattling work in a field that is 220 yards by almost 100 yards?
So, yeah, that's a interesting question. So, I mean, it could, but also I'd be a little bit – if you're in the open and you start doing it when the deer is standing there, I have found that to be kind of they don't like it. They'll
let me jump
they'll look
in,
at
Mike.
you and take off.
So I am not – my experience rattling – I rattled at 8:30 Sunday morning, and when I put the antlers back up on I hung them up on my strap, I looked and there was a doe. She was coming in. I rattled. She turned around and walked out.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of jogged out. You know what I mean? Like
she didn't like that.
She didn't like it. So no. I would have killed a doe. She was coming right down. I noticed it right at the end, and when I did it, I saw her tail. She turned around.
Yeah.
However, Josh's son killed that doe. There was a buck there. After he shot the doe, the buck ran off. Josh grunted. It came right back in. I
was getting ready to say that. So I did that today. I had a small buck go through a field, and when I waited until he was out of sight, I waited till he just got out of the area, and then I hit the grunt call, and it actually pulled him back out of the woods.
There you go.
I don't think I would do it when they're visible. When you're actually looking at the deer, I wouldn't do it then. Wait until they get either, just out of sight, or wait till they, if they're going through the field and they go into the woods, that's when I would do it. Maybe hit them with that. But if they can see you when you're doing it, I wouldn't do it at that time.
There you go. Another thing about rattling or grunting, I had this happen to me once. I grunted, and it just so happened, like me and the buck, and this was my second year hunting, so a couple years ago. I wasn't nearly as good of a sportsman as I am now. Still not great, but I was, back then I was still very, very new. I just so happened to grunt almost simultaneously with the buck. Mm-hmm. He was coming up the hill. I went, and as soon as I did, he did, like at the same time. And then he just looked right at me. That's and I was hunting off the ground, and I was just froze, and I had trees and good cover around me. And that's when he continued walking in about 8 yards. I raised a crossbow. When I raised the crossbow, it went clink.
Oh, yeah, that was that. That was that situation.
And I was mad. I was mad at Mike because he put what do you call it? A sling on it. And it wasn't the sling. It was the handle. I was mad at myself. I was mad at the buck. Anyway, Mike.
Hey.
Get out of here, bro.
We'll see y'all. Go Cats.
Mike likes Alex better than us. Alex's mom likes Mike better than us. She said that.
she started taking
hi.
I sure will, man. She started taking care of me when I was 3 months old. We've been buddies ever since.
Listen, I want to tell you, if it starts going south, maintain your composure. Don't lose it over there.
I got it.
Okay. Don't be mean to others if the cats start to lose.
I'll be all right.
Okay.
I'll be all right.
All right, bro. We'll
see y'all.
Appreciate you. All right. So Michael is out. Listen, the cats take precedent over everything in his life. He's a fanatic. They created the word fan for people like Mike. He loves Kentucky basketball. And when they're winning, he will shove it down your throat. And when they're losing, don't dare talk to him about it because he doesn't like it. John Gray says Kansas by 15. I see that. I can see that. Let's see here. I will start showing you. Let's look at some pictures here. BK, if you want to come on, I just sent you the link, bro. I just sent you the link. Doug, best of luck to you, my friend. Hope you get it. Mark said 50 yards. I'm not sure what he's talking about, 50 yards. I bet the refs cheated if they lose. Mike's not really a guy that blames the refs. He never thinks Kentucky should lose. So he will say something like, it's embarrassing. Kentucky should never lose to Tennessee in basketball. He has Kentucky on a very high pedestal, and rightly so. We've been good for decades. But Kansas is good, Duke is good, North Carolina, all good. All right, John says, look at the photo that I sent you. Okay, John, I'm going to do that now. I've got several to show. And now here's what we'll do. We're going to tell John how old we think that buck is, what score it is, what have you. You guys can make any comment on the buck that you want as long as it's a nice comment. We don't want to be mean to John. So this is looks like a 10-pointer. Small 10-pointer. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. It seems like that aging a deer during the rut is so hard because they're all bulked up with big necks and they all look strong and old, but really they're just full of testosterone. What do you guys think? Is this it, John? Is this the one? Oh, that's Jonathan Gabbard. Send it to me, Jonathan Gabbard. Send it right to me. John Stepp. That makes it so much easier. 3.5 years old. I would say that's right. Look at here. Look at that big head.
Hey.
What's up, my friend?
What's going on, man?
What do you think? How old do you think that deer is?
2 years old.
2?
2.5.
2.5? Chris says 145, 3.5. I don't know. It looks smaller.
Might be.
145.
I mean, it's different from the site. That's why.
All right, let's see what else we got. PK, tell us your secrets to? You've killed some bucks at Fort Knox. What would you tell people that are wanting to go there? Maybe it's their first time this week. Maybe it's maybe they've never killed a buck there. What would you tell them? Hey, Mark Lilly says 2.5 years old too, and he's got a pretty good eye. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Early bird gets the worm.
You told me we need to get there at 3:30 in the morning.
Well, we need to be in there somewhere because the earliest that you can sign in, and this is what Hunt Control told me, and game wardens saying that if you're ever on your way to the hunting areas, you have to be signed in. You can't not go to the area and not be signed in.
And you mean check in on the app?
Yeah, you got to check in.
The earliest you can check in is 4 a.m., right?
Exactly.
Okay. By the way, Kansas is up 7-0. So, all right, look at this. Our buddy Caleb, if you seen pictures of our deer camps or whatever, Caleb is a good friend of mine. Caleb is actually the only person other than me that have been to all of our deer camps and all of our turkey camps. He's the only one that's never backed out. He's been to all of them. So this is a deer that he has on camera. That's a pretty good deer. Do you think?
Oh yeah,
PK, you got to talk.
that's a
What do you
nice
think?
one.
It's a good one. Yeah, it's probably hard to see on your phone. I'm on a computer.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Dude, I don't care, man. I'm going in there and whatever legal buck shows up, I'm shooting, dragging it out, and calling it good.
Yeah, if it's legal. Yeah, but listen, I saw that buck on Sunday, and of course I ruined it because he saw me as I was walking in, and he left. But it would have been close. It would have been close. It was a good bodied buck, but it would have been close to legal. And if it was close, I told the game warden that. I said, that buck this morning would have been close. He said, better to be safe than sorry. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Is this
I
game
know.
warden like a taller? Like, I mean, you're talking about like 6 foot 4 inches. He drives
Was the
like
game warden tall?
yeah.
No, he was a average looking young guy. He was probably like 25 years old, 20, 27, something like that.
There's the older game warden. I really love him, man. He's a freaking awesome game warden.
Yeah.
Very understanding.
This guy was great. He
I think
could have
he's
written me a
like-
ticket, but he didn't.
I think he's like somewhere in his mid 50s.
Yeah.
You know.
So
Really
this
awesome
buck, this
guy.
is a Owen. This is a 8-pointer Owen County buck. I actually talked to a guy about Owen County today, and Owen County's kind of dropped off as far as deer numbers go. We're wondering what happened. But let's see. I got another one here. My buddy Robbie sent this one. Hold on, it was in my. Now I want you guys to tell me. Hold on.
What's
I
the
know
age?
how big this buck is. I know what it measured. So I want you guys to guess. Here's what we'll do. If you guess the closest one, if you've not won any prizes, the closest one to what this deer measured, I will give a free Onyx gift card, a free Onyx membership. So if you can guess the closest to the nearest inch of this deer, I'll show 2 pictures. Everybody ready? Here
We're
we go.
talking about
This picture right here. It's the best one I have. This picture. What did this deer measure? I have an Onyx Elite membership, $99 value. I will give to the person that gets the closest to this. So there's one picture. Here's another picture of it. Little grainy there. What do you think? No, Robbie, you cannot guess.
I say 205, bro.
No.
Hey, we have to be close to
Maybe
the 10
bigger,
ring, man.
maybe smaller. Maybe bigger, maybe smaller. And look, you can guess to the nearest quarter inch or eighth of an inch.
Are we talking about gross or net?
I don't know. I'm just whatever the number that I have. That's what I'm talking about. It's probably gross because it had to be gross.
Because I think gross is like the total, then they kind of subtract a few numbers. Then
yeah. Well, it's going to be gross because it was just killed this weekend.
I don't know.
All right, so we got a 168, 187 and a quarter, 165, 189, 178, 155, 171 and a third. How you get a third? 171 and 3/8, 149, 148 and an eighth, 168, 164. I'll get 10 more seconds to get it in. 10 more seconds. Hey, that's Lori's boy, she said. Good job for your son, Lori. Excellent. Don't say the score, though, Lori. Let's see. 185 and 3/8, 147, 163, 162. The winner.
It looks at least like over 200.
The winner is. Now, I think this guy already has a free Onyx gift card. And if not, if he does, I'll have to go to someone else. The winner is WO. The deer is 172. 172. WO was 5/8 from getting it right on. But if WO already has a free Onyx membership, which I think I gave him at deer camp, then we have to go to the next one. WO, do you already have one?
I think WO needs some jig heads and minnows.
Well, I think I gave him the bags and the gift cards. I think I gave him the whole thing.
He
I
needs.
do have one. Okay, so we're still alive. The prize is still alive here. Let's see. But WO is the official winner. Let's see who's number 2. I think it's the guy that was right above him. So WO said 171 and 3/8. Christopher Halstead said 171 and a third, which is the next closest. So Christopher's on here all the time. So I'm very happy that Chris won. Chris, you win. And Onyx, hold on, I got it right here. Onyx Hunt Elite membership for Christopher. Chris, if you'll send me a message, I will take a picture and send it to you. You'll have it tonight, my friend. Congratulations. I got about 5 left.
John,
So, there you go. What's up?
imagine if you sat at that spot since Friday.
If I would have said at the spot you gave me Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yep.
I think I probably would have killed a buck. Probably.
100%.
But PK, we're going back on Saturday, and there are units in Fort Knox open this Saturday that have not been open in a while. We need to check those out.
I'm just gonna stick to the ones I've been hunting. Just sure fact that deer move every day. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you get sidetracked. You're gonna waste a lot more time trying to scout and all that stuff." I'm like, I'm used to this spot. I'm just gonna stick to this spot because I know how to get in. I know how to get out. I know where the bucks come in and where the bucks bed.
I want to ask everyone's opinion on this because I am a guy, when I'm hunting, I get bored easily. If I don't see something on one day, I want to move. So I want everyone's opinion. If I'm at Fort Knox, and PK, you tell me what you think. If I'm at Fort Knox on Saturday and I sit all day and don't see a buck come through, should I stay there on Sunday, or should I move and go somewhere else? What do you guys think?
This is what me and Steven did last year.
Jordan, I'm wondering the same thing.
This is
what
what
did you and Steven do?
Me and Steven went into the first area. We kind of bumped into some douchebag hunter. We were
This is a family show, PK.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
But anyways, we were at this spot first. Guy comes walking in. Then I look at Steven. I'm like, oh, the show has begun. Here we go.
The guy walked in on you. And he was not friendly either, right? He was not friendly.
He's like, are you still going to shine that light on my face? And he just walked right past us. Like, dude, we were here first.
Right.
But anyways, I told Steven, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let that ruin our day. Let's go out. We'll move away from him, and we'll find another spot. We'll just go down this ridge.
There you go.
We went down this ridge. We had a couple action. We couldn't get a shot. I think Steven shot, but he missed. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got down there that we went out to go eat lunch. After we ate lunch, we went to a different spot. We got more action.
Okay.
So
now,
for me, like, if
let me ask you. At the end of the weekend, how many deer total between you and Steven did you kill?
I killed one.
And he killed none.
Steven could have shot one.
But you were standing in the way.
Well, man, it was
so
crazy.
You guys, correct me this story. You killed a buck. Steven comes over. And you guys are going to go, you're talking about the buck, you're going to go recover the buck, whatever. And there's a buck that walks in behind you, and Steven didn't shoot because you were standing between him and the buck. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
But you tried to get him to shoot.
I yelled at Steven. I'm like, Steven, to look back towards me, because it was standing like, I mean, I'm talking about like 4 foot, 5 foot behind me. I did just stop dead track and it just looked at me for like a good minute. And I yelled at Steven really loud in the woods.
But he couldn't shoot because
He didn't
might have
want to
shot
shoot,
you.
but I was trying to lay down in the ground, so you don't do that.
No, you
He
can't.
was he was good. He was right on that port, but
Yeah, I wouldn't have shot at you either. Yeah, you can't do that. So
yeah, there goes the hunter safety course.
yeah, Steve says it depends how you feel about the spot. Trust your gut. If it feels right and you're not seeing anything, sit again. If it doesn't feel right, just move. At the very least, you get more scouting experience. So it felt right on Sunday. I sat there all day except for a couple hours. My feet in that stand. I mean, when you're in a saddle, you're standing on that platform all day. My feet were killing me by the end of the day. I did that. Mine's tilted, but it still hurts after. I totaled it up 23 hours of standing from Friday through Sunday. And I felt great about it the whole time. And I was like, it's just not going to happen.
You know what you do? I've seen people do this. You know those cushion seats that you can buy at porcelain or
Yeah.
what you do is you take that and you outline your platform.
And you sit down?
No, you don't sit down. You put that cushion on your feet.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I do is I stand there and then I'll kind of move over to one side, move over to the other side. I'll put my foot on my stick because my stick is still in reach. I'll just sit there and hang like I'm a 5-year-old on a swing set. I'll just sit there and kind of hang, and I just mix it up. But when I don't know if I'm going to climb my saddle on the weekend. I might just sit at a tree. I don't know. Mark Lilly says he's with me. If I don't see nothing on day 1, I'm moving day 2. That's what I'm going to do, PK. I'm sorry. If I don't see anything day 1, I'm moving. I'm going somewhere else.
I don't know who said it, but he said trust your gut feeling. But me, I'm telling you, I'm not in that woods, but I really trust my gut feeling. I know my gut feeling's telling me to sit in there, that spot that I'm talking about.
I know.
But,
well, the good news is we're going to go on Friday. The place that I sat on Sunday, very defined deer trail, intersecting deer trails. I feel great about that. But I would like to find some more fresh sign. I would like to move in, push in, go farther, find some fresh sign.
This is that shed from that spot.
Yeah. So the spot I was hunting is where he found that shed. Now that deer could have died. We don't know, but it'd be nice to see him coming in there this weekend.
And that was last year that I had seen that. I think it was on turkey season that
you found that. Oh man, I bet that place I was in, that bowl, is a good turkey spot.
Oh man,
yeah.
Did you see that trail? It almost looks like an old logging trail, but it's all grown up.
There's
already.
A lot of those in there. It's all grown up.
But it kind of like how they say diverse habitat, like it's from like cedar tree, then down to
very thick cedars.
Comes down to a flat.
I found a lot of sign in those thick cedars. I mean, you can't hunt in there. You couldn't make a 5-yard shot. It's so thick. But they're definitely bedding and transitioning through there for sure.
There's a water hole in the back, like about 80 yards from where you're sitting at.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
It's a big water hole that they come out there and drink and stuff like that.
It's been so dry. It's probably a good place right now to sit.
That's why it's a really good rutting area, because they come up there, they drink, then they start chasing again.
Hey, Reed Shepard hit 2 3-pointers, and Kentucky now has the lead 17-16. PK don't care about basketball, do you, PK? Do they play basketball on the island? They play sports soccer on the island, I guess, where you grew up?
We play rugby. We played basketball. We did play flag football, but majority of the sports out there is like volleyball, baseball.
You had to have soccer. Everywhere in the world plays soccer.
They have soccer, but it's not like out here, you know.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, PK, hey, thanks for jumping on, man. It's fun. What'd you have for dinner tonight? What'd you cook?
I make Kahlua pork.
Kahlua, what is that?
It's Kahlua pork and cabbage. It's one of my favorite island food.
Let's eat it next weekend.
Yes, sir. Weekend.
Maybe we'll kill a deer too. A couple deer on Saturday and we can cook it up.
Smoke it, smoke backstrap. Or
Hey,
you know
I'll
what
eat it
we should
anyway.
do? We should wrap it in bacon or put some prosciutto in the inside. Put some like cream cheese. We're gonna whip it up, bro.
Hey, whatever. Hey, listen, I'm just there to eat. You do the cooking.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, listen, guys, we appreciate you. We won't go long tonight. If you sent me deer pictures, I didn't get to them. I promise we will next week. But thank you guys for watching. It does say we have 25 now. For a long time, it said 3, so I don't know how many we had on here. It aggravates me. If you're going to Fort Knox and you want to hang out, you want to share information, you want to just have a friend, holler at me, send me a message on Facebook, and we'll link up, connect. WO, you need to get your stuff in. We'll go hunt on New Year's Eve. So appreciate you guys. PK, thanks. Thanks to Mike and Josh for coming on too. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Good luck in the woods. Bye.